And now, CCW News presents Holy Crap! This is actually happening! Domestic Terrorist Edition, November 12th, 2023. I'm Chuck U. Farley. The big news this week is that the RNC had another debate, moderated by only Republican-hating pundits, and which Trump basically won again by simply not being present. Meanwhile, The Guardian, CNN, and other Pravda parrots are running new hit pieces on President Trump, calling him a dictator because he pointed out that Biden has weaponized the DOJ and FBI to go after his political rivals like only a losing dictator would do. Reporters were either too stupid or too corrupt to understand that such tactics would not apply to Trump if he were re-elected in 2024, mainly because he is not a corrupt, senile cabbage who could only win by weaponizing the DOJ and FBI to target his opponents. In Tuesday's election, more than 300 voting machines in Pennsylvania's Northampton County were deemed to have a coding error, which caused votes to flip the opposite of what the voter chose. Rather than fix the problem and ensure it never happens again, the county obtained a court order that allowed the machines to continue to be used. I swear, I am not making this up. But don't worry, voters, since the absolutely pristine, perfect, fair, and free elections of 2020, no matter how many pre-printed votes are counted or boxes of mail-in ballots show up after 3 a.m., and no matter how many machines are illegally connected to the internet or break down or flip your vote before your eyes or reject your ballot altogether, you can sleep soundly knowing the Democrats have promised, once again, that everything will be fixed on the backside. 7 Nashville cops are on paid leave because one of them did their job by informing and possibly protecting the public by releasing parts of the Nashville shooters' progressive, racist manifesto. Not all heroes wear capes. Since the Mockingbird press wasn't willing to report on it, it was scooped by long-canceled comedian Steven Crowder. Rather than react to the atrocity of both the original act and that the reasons behind it were systematically hidden from the public, the press instead chose to shoot the messenger. The ironic part of the story is that Crowder stated none of the 7 officers punished were the informant. The #1 YouTuber, Mr. Beast, is under fire from the tolerant, underdog-supporting leftoids for digging wells in Kenya because it's somehow racist to actually help people in need. While the villagers danced for joy as soon as they saw clean, fresh water spring up, white, upper-class U.S. progressives say the move embarrassed the ineffective Kenyan government, even though it should be embarrassed for not bothering to take a few minutes to provide its citizens with clean drinking water. Both Republicans and Democrats voted to censure Rashida Tlaib after she came out in rabid support of her family, a terrorist organization Hamas. While she shouted and tweeted, "From the river to the sea," in a near-perfect German accent, her littermate, Ilhan Omar, chose to shriek at decibels only crack-addicted chihuahuas could hear. The only squad member that managed to outperform their fake crying and shrieking did so by pulling a fire alarm. Speaking of domestic terrorists, the FBI never bothered to get involved when celebrities like George Lopez, Marilyn Manson, and Kathy Griffin proudly posted images of them decapitating the sitting President of the United States, nor did they bother when multiple public figures, from Madonna to Johnny Depp, loudly announced that they wanted to assassinate him. The FBI admits to repeatedly ignoring persons of interest who later shot up schools. It does not bother with Muslims bombing music venues and mowing down joggers with their trucks of peace. It turns a blind eye from Hamas and Boko Haram sauntering through our wide-open borders. It could not care less about BLM or Antifa looting and burning down their own cities. But under the Biden administration, the FBI has officially announced that those who seek to uphold the Constitution or don't want their grade schoolers shown gay porn are, quote, the highest threat to America, end quote. This means that, in the eyes of the FBI, the only real terrorist threats to the USA are the people whose tax dollars fund the FBI. For CCW News, this has been Holy Crap! This is actually happening! I am Chuck U. Farley. Good night, and may God help us.